Hello everyone, this is one amongst many with a little bit more Overwatch coverage, and you're probably wondering, well, what is there left to cover? Not much is the answer. This is probably going to be the last of kind of the PAX and playtest event sort of videos that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going back to doing the regular character analysis videos very soon. But this comes on the back of a video that GameSpot released, and it's sort of an over-the-shoulder look at some play at PAX playing Zarya. And it's a really cool video because it's one of the few videos that sort of come out of PAX that have really strong team play. It's got really robust team play in it. It's got some great examples of the kind of things I like talking about and the kind of things I've mentioned time and time again. So I wanted to sort of talk through the video. Just before I begin, this is GameSpot's footage. This video is not monetized. This is sort of a commentary on the footage that they have, just using it as an example. There will be a link in the description, and there should be a pop-up appearing on the bottom right now with a annotation on it taking you to the original video if you want to see it just sort of uncut without any commentary on it. Okay, so let's go. So the map is King's Row, and this guy's playing Zarya, and this is coming up to the first point, and as you can see, sort of ducking in and out and just using the sort of the grenade launcher to try and do some suppression. At this point, what he wants to be doing is trying to build up his charge, because as you can see in the middle of the screen, he's got pretty much nothing on his number, but here he's gone round the back and he's actually got a really good position. So you can see the Bastion is actually facing away, and this lets Zarya do a huge amount of damage. And there you see a Symmetra shot, so I'm just going to pause here and play this for you in slow motion, because you can see this shot coming in. This is going to be one of Symmetra's key roles in the game. If you can get that charge shot and fire it straight at Bastion, and the Bastion's even taking a little bit of damage, it's probably going to kill him. That's so vital for removing, an entrenched position like this, because this single Bastion, especially with the Reinhardt who's been in front of him, has just been stalling this entire team. It will let the team gain ground. So we can actually see that happen. So Bastion goes down, and the Zarya jumps down, secures the health. This is a Pharah with an Orb of Discord on her. She's going to go down fast. Reaper, however, does manage to take out Zarya, but Zarya's got her ult up. She's going to come back, she's going to kick some ass. Reaper's actually probably one of the few characters who can actually take down a tank in a 1 versus 1 battle. So you've got to be careful as a tank about fighting Reaper. That's the sound of Reaper ultimating. And Bastion, throwing the shield on Bastion who's fired off his ultimate and leading the charge. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Now using the ult, pulling everyone back behind the control point, using it to gain ground, get around this corner, which is a little bit difficult. The Reinhardt has managed to kind of push them back though, so we have this this ebb and flow of the battle. What they need to do right now is, well, not die to this Pharah. And again, you can hear the very clear audio cue that announces that an ultimate has happened. Widowmaker's fired off on ultimate, so now they have all the intel they need. What they need to do is get rid of this Reinhardt. They need Zenyatta on him, they need, a Pharah to fire Concussive Blast, get that shield down, tear through it. But in the meantime, I want to draw your eyes to the middle of the screen, because Zarya's got her charge on 50%. She can deal a lot of damage at this state now, and it's only going to get higher and higher and higher. So this Bastion is now badly out of position, he's too far forward and they can't cover the point, and then boom, just easy clear up using the ultimate, secured the point. The defending team now has to run all the way from the spawn to try and get back into it through a choke point of their own. With Symmetra firing orbs and the Zarya stood in front, that's not going to be easy. And there you can see the dedicated melee attack. Also, one cool thing that they've added is you can see cracks appearing on the shields, so as people take damage you can see the cracks on the shield as it starts to break. It's a really nice visual feature. Here, Zarya's been intelligent, gone around the side, and she's just going to run through now and actually doing something cute and launching the projectiles behind the Bastion. Again, very good play, trying to just get rid of these two Bastions, because with them there, you are not getting through that point directly. You need someone trying to get behind them, you need a Reaper teleporting behind them, you need a Tracer jumping behind them, you need something to get through them. You're not going to do it directly, not two Bastions. So now the defending team does something interesting. We have a little bit of break in the gameplay, as the defending team pulls back and tries to sort of re-establish a front line. What they could do with is some harassment here. The Pharah's sort of trying to do that. Does manage to get out. That jump up, that jetpack leap is actually surprisingly quick. Symmetra is doing a great job moving her teleporter forward. She's keeping the team supported, keeping everyone good to go. And here we can see the front line sort of be re-established and the fight happening. Zarya now has almost full charge. She's doing a huge amount of damage at this point. Does whiff the ultimate, unfortunately. And does get taken down by a very well positioned Bastion ultimate. The Bastion ultimate's kind of interesting. It does make him a little bit less tanky because he loses that frontal shield, but he does gain some armor when he uses it and a huge amount of damage. This is a really nice position from Bastion as well because it is very difficult to get behind him from this position. I mean, they needed someone else here to sort of back him up because he's not in outside of his configuration turret. He's not going to be able to fight Zarya at all. He's just going to go down. So if he had someone up there supporting him, I think they could have held from that position quite, well, very, very effectively. And now they have a Bastion and a Symmetra just firing down this corridor, and that's actually pushing back the defending team, and they've actually gained this ground and gone around this corner. Now we're getting to sort of my favourite area of the map, which is this sort of industrial complex. And you can see that there's a lot more verticality in this part of the map. There's actually sort of a series of catwalks. There's almost 2 levels to it. So when the payload reaches this point of the map, it will stop for a moment, and then it'll take a little while this barrier drops and sort of goes forward. This Bastion does something quite bold and sort of reconfigures in the middle of a corridor and just gets sort of killed. That's just a testament to how tanky Zarya is. And now this Zarya is doing work. Like, she's doing exactly what she needs to be doing. She's constantly engaging on the front. She's building up a shield. She's keeping a charge going. And she's supporting the team as everyone moves forward. Reinhardt unfortunately whiffs his charge. If he hit that, he could have probably killed the Bastion, but alas, no. Now we could see something that I'm kind of interested in, which is the effectiveness of Reaper in terms of engaging people one-on-one, because he gets a kill and he wraith formed away back into safety. Now he's sort of been pinned against a wall, unfortunately, and he think he just got dropped down and killed, fell down a pit, which is actually a really good use of Zarya ult. Here we see something really good. Pharah launches up, Zarya puts her shield on, and boom, you can't take out the Pharah. It's excellent, it's really excellent. And now we can see that Zarya is just a machine. She's just tearing through people. She's got a Symmetra shield on her at the moment as well, which is giving her a little bit more defense. So now she's just running straight past Bastions and murdering them in a matter of moments due to all the extra shields. So we're coming up to the end of the match. The defending team has kind of been broken at this point. They've got no real solid line. They're trying to fight what they can, so this Pharah is doing some good work. She's launching up, she's trying to do some damage, but it's not quite going to be enough. Zarya is regaining her shields fast enough, and now we see something kind of interesting. This is something really cool and I want to comment on, so I'll pause here. So we see Zarya's ult pull in a Reinhardt, and Reinhardt's still got his shield up while this happens. This is something that I've been trying to explain to people, because I love talking about counterplay, and Zarya's teamwork plays as well. Zarya's ultimate sets up beautiful teamwork, but Reinhardt, Winston, Zenyatta, there's so many ways of countering that team play, that ultimate that sucks everyone in. Because when you suck a Reinhardt into the ultimate, and Reinhardt should be jumping into it, he can bring up his shield, and as we can see, there's a whacking great big 2000 hit point shield in front of everyone now. If you're firing into that, you're doing nothing. So suddenly you have this interesting situation where you need to fire Zarya's ultimate at someone who isn't Reinhardt, basically, or Winston, because Winston can just raise a big dome shield around it, and suddenly you're doing nothing. There's also, Zenyatta's ultimate, there's options, basically. I'm not entirely sure how Tracer's blink, for example, interacts with the suction. So if Tracer can just blink out of it, for example, or rewind out of it. We'll see. This is something that we can figure out, when we have open time to play and open time to experiment. But let's keep going. There's a beautiful position on the teleporter there. You see, the defenders at this point really need to get rid of that. While that's there, there's just no chance. The Bastion in the back is in a good position. He's difficult to flank there. To try and flank him, you'll have to approach him in basically his sidelines. You'd need someone like a Tracer or a Reaper to get behind him. But at the moment, the defending team are fighting a losing battle. That teleporter is just going to make it impossible to defend. And here we kind of see a weakness of Bastion's ultimate, because Bastion transformed and basically lost the constant rapid fire of his machine gun and was focusing entirely on the payload, which is kind of good. He should be doing that, but as a result, Zarya just ran up and killed him. And here we can see Zarya just tanking pretty much everything. She does eventually go down, but it's enough to secure the game. Now let's talk about this victory, and let's also look at this play of the game, because this is a really cute feature. I really like it. But you can see, like, the Zarya was playing excellently and got 600 more points than the next person. But did they win because the enemy team played badly? Not so much. There weren't major mistakes. I'd say the Bastions tended to be a little bit too far forward. I'd also suggest that one of the Bastions should have perhaps changed to something like a Tracer, so that they could go and take out that teleporter as soon as they could. But They won because they were playing as a team, because Zarya was doing her job. She was in front, she was tanking, she was being Zarya, she was leading from the front, she was inspiring her people to go forward, and this is what you want to see from her. You want that kind of, that high damage output. I'll run in and I'll kill Bastion while shielding and gaining more damage as I do so, and everyone has to be following me, otherwise I'm just going to get killed by their entire team. But if everyone pushes, then we can win. And that's just a beautiful example and a beautiful piece of footage that's come out of PAX about how to play Zarya in a very effective manner and how she should be played. So hopefully, you know, my waffling over the video hasn't completely ruined it. Hopefully you've sort of gained an understanding of a few of the really cool team play aspects and a few of the interesting matchups involved in Overwatch. And how important various abilities are, and how single characters can shape how you play the game, as well as how the game plays itself. So with the Zarya on your team, you want to be pushing aggressively, she wants to be in front, taking hits. With Reinhardt, you might want to be pushing, you know, a little bit more clumped up, a little bit more sort of behind his shield. You might want a fire or two, you might want a Mercy, sort of keeping everyone topped up. It's differences. There are going to be differences to how you play the game in relation to how your team is set up. And it's a really cool way of thinking about the game. And it makes me hype as hell. So, I'm one amongst many. This was a proof of concept video talking about strategy in general. Kind of rushed, but I like talking about Overwatch. If you want to see me talk about Overwatch more, keep posting in the comments. I'll keep talking about it, because I like talking about it. Toodles.